We're going to be talking about something that is so relevant to everyone. How companies engage people is something that has been here since capitalism has ever been created. But the innovation is happening now with AI and how people are leveraging it. This is an epic time to be in marketing.
Welcome to GenAI Talks.
Great to meet you. I'm Chris O'Neill. I'm the CEO of GrowthLoop, also the board member at Gap. So I have a nice time with retail. But GrowthLoop, we call it a compound marketing engine. And that means you apply AI on top of your data to allow personalized experiences that delight people. And we are lucky to work with some of the most incredible brands in the world: Google, Albertsons, Costco, dozens of professional sports teams, to really help them deliver delightful personalized experiences and drive their business in interesting ways.
Wow, this is revolutionary. So to personalize even something beyond, hi, Sam, and then standard message is a feat. And so can you speak just a little bit high level of like what is different now and how before, maybe in the past, big companies couldn't personalize? That's now happening in what you're seeing working with the companies you are.
Yeah, there's really three broad areas to our product. That's to figure out who to speak to at any one time, the who, if you will. And then it's how do you orchestrate across all the different channels to deliver a consistent message that's personal to that person. And then lastly, you're really trying to figure out what means of personalization. What does that mean for that specific person? Which channels, the timing, all those different things. So what's different now is when you put information and data into a data cloud, as opposed to dispersing it all over the place in different silos, you can actually form a holistic picture to know who that person is in a way that helps you inform what would be most relevant at that time. So in the past, it'd be 4 or 5, 6, 8 segments maybe, and you treat everyone in that segment the same. I call that one size fits none or waterfall marketing. Really, it's now in the realm of one-to-one to say, hey, what do we know about Chris? What permission has he granted us to offer him perspectives and experiences that are most relevant to you at precisely the right time?
Yeah. If I can personalize with you and I can bring a message to you that's very tailored, it requires empathy. And so what I love about what you're bringing into the fold and what your company is doing is digital empathy. Empathy is something that's so ethereal, right? We think of it like an art. But the science of it comes down to a lot of things you're talking about. What are you seeing companies doing now that they have worked with you and they're actually able to personalize? What does that look like? Can you give us a couple, maybe one example or so of like what personalized engagement looks like?
We're doing with the Boston Red Sox as an example. We found that there are certain patterns amongst their best sponsors or people who buy more like a box or have a much more deeply engaged relationship. So we're able to basically work with the brand like the Boston Red Sox to say, hey, how do you grow lifelong fans? How do you take information about tickets and attendance at games, maybe even buying merchandise, and then say, okay, here's a group of people that you should do something special for. So in that case, we welcome them before the season opener for a special event, really to treat them very special. And that was really an interesting moment for them. And that sounds all easy to do, but it's really not.
I have like multiple Spotify. This is a little cheat code for everybody. I'll create multiple social media accounts and only look at a thing on that. So I have like a science YouTube for my son, and essentially all I look at is science videos. So those algorithms generally only surface that thing. So if you think about a world, most people I think aren't even using these tools properly because they might have all things in one. If you break them out, you get this whole new thing where each of my social media accounts works for me.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, right? So I serve on the board of Gap, as I mentioned, and it's interesting. We have a version of that as well. So a mom is shopping for her family, herself, her kids, and how do you know which mode she's in? Technology can help with that, right? You can use same session personalization to say, mom's shopping for some work clothing at this point, or maybe she's looking for shorts for her son or daughter to play soccer. Right? Technology can help with that in a very, again, assisted way. So that's another example of it.
Can you speak a little bit about like, what does this mean for people? So as a person, what can I expect coming forward with these new innovations that your agents are bringing?
Yeah, I think people have an expectation that personalization is going to be the norm. I'll give you a specific example. So Spotify has a wonderful product, which is basically powering AI-powered weekly suggestions, right? And that's basically applying reinforcement learning and artificial intelligence to predict what song, what vibe It would be right to meet you right where you are at that moment. And it continues to build an AI loop that basically almost knows you better than you know yourself. And it gives you just what you need. So how do we work with people? Well, we work with them, we call it a compound marketing engine for a reason. You think it's about compound marketing. How do you grow faster? By doing a bunch of little things and having the iteration cycle be the workhorse, if you will, right? Most people think about gains and say, hey, we want more rather than less. Okay, people get that. But what people overlook is the iteration speed, right? It's about a little bit better. Well, the difference between getting 1% better every week or every month is literally multiplicative, 6 to 10 times more than if you got 1% gain every month or every quarter. Right, so it's a mindset that says, hey, how do we build systems and loops that connect all the way through, and you get a little bit better every time. And that's the concept of compounding, like compound interest, but for your business.
There's plenty of predictions I think people are making. In the world of marketing, what does that future look like, and where are we heading?
Yeah, I've hinted at it throughout this, and it's really about true one-to-one personalization, right? Where it's not segmented, one size fits none. It's literally meeting someone exactly where they need to be and almost being predictive in the way like I described with Spotify or Duolingo, right? It's literally going to be those types of experiences where each of those interactions are additive to the experience and hopefully almost always in a delightful way.
If you had to sit down with and you can help any company, you're sitting down there like, hey, we need some help. We don't know what's wrong. What is the one thing that most marketers are missing in today's time?
I'm a fan of going a little narrower and deeper. And what I mean by that is pick one process, pick one workflow, just one, not two, one, and map it out and go really, really deep and try to figure out where the gaps are between any of the steps or the different stages of a loop. If you do that and you basically put a squad on it, right, give them no more than 2 weeks, right, and insist that there's a learning loop somewhere in there, meaning you're going to do some stuff. You're going to hopefully drive to actionable insights. Then you're going to guide the stuff you do. You're going to learn if it worked or didn't. If someone did that, I encourage people to do it. I'd love for them to share the before and after. That's my call to action for your community. Do it. I'd love to see what we call compound marketing in the wild. This compound advantage is how great companies, the best of the best, are going to separate from the rest. So that's what I'd encourage people to do.
You want to be the best, not the rest. Amazing conversation. Thank you for the time today.
Thank you.
Big ideas, real tools, bold moves. That's what GenAI Talks is all about. Don't miss what's next. Subscribe and explore more in our GenAI community.